Okay, so the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8, or as many of you guys know it, the 2021 Galaxy Tab A8 is finally here. It was officially announced by Samsung, and it looks like depending on where you live in Europe, you may be able to get your hands on this guy here. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, I've made a couple of videos, or maybe a few videos, on this particular tablet based off of leaks. And the good thing is that, or the good news here is that a lot of the things that had leaked before, just like it's been the case in the past, a lot of things that leaked actually were true, right? So in terms of the specs and the size, and the only thing that the leaks did not catch is the release date, right? Because initially it was supposed to release in November, then mid-November, then end of November, and then at one point some of the leaks said that it was going to leak in January. But it's a good thing to see Samsung officially announced the drop, the official drop of the Galaxy Tab A8, and we are going to take a look at the newsroom, at the Samsung newsroom. Now, I'm not sure if you are familiar with it. This is kind of the official way for Samsung to put out information about any upcoming device out there. So when you go on the Samsung website and you navigate to this page here, you will see that they have it in bold title there, introducing Samsung's new Galaxy Tab A8, more screen, more power, and more performance. And we will talk about that in more details in just a moment, specifically the more screen part, right? So when they say more screen, you might think, oh, it might be a better screen, but pause right there. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. So if we scroll down, actually, if we go back up, you can see that that's what the Samsung Galaxy Tab A8 is going to look like. Pretty close. It's pretty much the same thing that leaked a while back, right? So if you had been watching those videos, you see that it was pretty much this tablet here. So no particular surprise. We're not really surprised there. Now, if we go down to the availability, you can see here it says the Galaxy Tab A8 will be available in gray, silver, and new pink gold, which is the color that I just showed at the top here. So this is the new pink gold. And in that same line, it says that it will be available in Europe beginning of late December. So any day now we should be seeing that available. And of course, the other regions, including the US, would be January of 2022. Now, I did check out a couple of websites just to see, where it was available in Europe. And I've noticed France, for example, does not have it available. You can find it in Germany. Germany does have it on their website. You can also find it in the UK. Now, jumping on the website, what I have here is the German website. I just had it translated in English. So if we scroll down, you see that it's available right there, 32 gigs, 279 euros. Now, you have to keep in mind, this tablet is set to come in 32 gigs, 64 gigs, and also 128 gigs, and that's for internal storage. In terms of RAM, you're supposed to get 3 gigs of RAM with the 32 gigs version, and anything past that, so the 64 and the 128, should afford you an additional 1 gig of RAM, meaning a total of 4 gigs of RAM for either the 64 or the 128 gigs of internal storage. Now, going back to the main page of the tablet here, we get a little bit more details here. Let's go ahead and accept that. What do we have here? So more colors, the sound, sync into dynamic. So I'm going to let you go check out the website yourself and see what else comes with this tablet. Now, if we go to the next one here, and this would be, okay, so that's the pound. So this is the UK website. They also have it available. Now, let me go back. There's one thing that I don't remember. Let's say if we hit buy now, I just want to see if it offers more options in terms of the color. Ooh, now I went back to, okay, there we go. All right, so we do have all 3 colors available in Germany. So pink, gold, dark gray, and silver. Let's see. Here in the UK, I anticipate it will be the same, and of course that's going to be the same when it gets here. Now, you also do have this available in LTE, so you could go for either the Wi-Fi, and of course, usually when I cover these things, I cover the Wi-Fi version. So with this, you have the option to go for the LTE, for that next tier, which would be the LTE. If we go to France, you'll see that in France here, we do not have anything. The only Galaxy Tab A versions that we see here would be just the Tab A7 and the old Tab A8, well, the 8 inches one. So nothing. So it's not available in France so far. Germany, the UK, you would have that there. I didn't check the other websites, but It's just to say that if you are in Europe, in one of these regions, you should be able to pre-order. By the way, this is not that you're buying and you're getting it right now. You can go ahead and pick it up from the store today, but that's just for you to be able to pre-order. Not sure about the delivery details. Now, one thing I wanted to go ahead and talk about is the screen. Now, they said more power, more screen, more. So let's go ahead and start off with the more power, right? So the Galaxy Tab A7, which is what I've always advised you guys to go ahead and purchase because of value, right? Not because it's a better tablet, simply because of value, especially if you were able to get your hands on it during Black Friday when it dropped to like $150. I think even Target was still doing something for like $150 like last week or something. So if you are able to find it for $150, the Tab A7, that's a better deal in my humble opinion. Again, if we're talking power, in terms of just raw power, the Tab A8, the 2021 Tab A8, based off of the specs, is only going to be marginally better than the Galaxy Tab A7. Not going to be a major jump in speed and power. It's definitely going to be more power, but I don't think it's going to be that gigantic, right? And if we also want to talk specifically about the chipset, if you remember, the Tab A7 was running a Snapdragon 662. I always forget. I don't know if it's 660 or 662, but I think it is Snapdragon 662. And the current one dropping, the Galaxy Tab A8 or 2021 Galaxy Tab A8, is supposed to be pushing a Unisoc chip. And I know a lot of you guys don't even like Unisoc, but it's going to be pushing a Unisoc chip, and that's going to be the the T618, which is a slightly better than the Snapdragon 662 that we had on the Galaxy Tab A7. Now, talking about the screen, if you remember, the Galaxy Tab A7 was a 10.4 inches display, right? So, and the current one, the 2021, is supposed to be a 10.5 inches display. And here's a kicker: the 10.4 inches that you have on the Galaxy Tab A7 is actually loaded, the resolution there is 1200 by 2000, right? And I believe the PPI with that calculation will be roughly like 224 or something, whereas the Galaxy Tab A8 is pushing a 1200 by 1920 for the resolution. So PPI here is a little bit low, so around 216 PPI, right? So less pixel dense when compared to the Galaxy Tab A7. Now, granted, you get a slightly larger display, Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be pixelated where you can immediately tell the difference, but who knows? I'm going to have to compare both side by side in order to be able to see, but just based off of specs, the Galaxy Tab A7 is already a little bit more pixel dense than what you would have on the Galaxy Tab A8. Of course, the battery is going to be the same size. You're looking at 7,040 milliamp. So I'm assuming still an all-day battery. Based off of usage, you can see more, you can see less. It's always going to depend on your type of usage. The camera, of course, is going to be the same. They're going to be sharing pretty much the same camera. One new thing that is pretty cool, I think, is the fingerprint sensor. They're gonna have a physical fingerprint sensor on that Galaxy Tab A8. That is pretty cool. If you guys haven't followed the channel for a while, then you know how I feel about physical fingerprint sensors. I love those. They are generally very fast, very accurate, and more secure. But anyway, that's all I had. Let me know what your questions. Let me know if you live in Europe and if you're planning on picking up this tablet, or let me know if after this drop you decided to go for a different tablet. Let me know all of that in the comment section. I'm gonna catch you in that comment section. I'm also gonna catch you in the next video like I always do. And of course, up until that next video, as always, stay safe out there.